There's my shadow. We're coming in. We're coming in. We're coming in. We're coming in. Oh, our lights too. Ah! Oof! All right, it's a little rough in the end. Oh, isn't that great? And Bob's like, yeah, it's great for you. I never get to come home. What the hell, man? I'm actually worried that we're not going to be able to get to the ladder. I forgot to put in a retractable ladder on the side here. But look at that. Bob seems excited right now. He's shaking a little. It's excitement fear. Fear excitement. Let's start sciencing a little bit. Well, we need to like grab the stuff too. Well, I'm going to science as is for now. Let's go ahead and we're going to extend the antenna. We always got a probe core for some of this too. Log seismic data. Does not appear to be significant seismic activity on this planet. It's possible that no longer geologically active. Our signal strength is... Oh, it's not popping up here, probably because I have this window open. It's not giving us the signal strength, but it is working. So we're going to get that. We're going to get the temperature. Oh, we can review the old one, send it, log new temperature. Out of curiosity, what is the temperature? 238 degrees Kelvin. That's right around freezing, isn't it? I don't remember, like, what Kelvin... I mean, Kelvin starts at absolute zero, but I don't know how that relates to Celsius. Is it like negative 273? If that's true, then we're what? 10 degrees centigrade here? Oh no, it's 38, not 7. Yeah, okay, no. So it's quite cold here. Never mind. Review the old data, transmit, and then log from the thing. Atmosphere is pretty thin, even at the surface. You don't think parachutes or wings would work very well here? They worked pretty damn well, if you ask me. I'm just saying. Let's get a crew report. Oh, we already had one. Review it, transmit the old one, get a new one. No, you're not overwriting anymore. I promise. Yeah. Transmit. Oh, there we go. Oh, I think I just transmitted the EVA. More science from here. Excellent. Bob, you're going to EVA. We have to deploy our solar panels at some point. Although, we're passively getting enough power from our little vertical ones. EVA report. Everywhere you look, you see red. Yeah, he's getting mad, you see. I'm going to take a surface report here, just in case it's, like, weird for us to get back up. He's just going to reach down and grab a rock. Appear to be traces of water in the soil. Ooh, that's very exciting. We're going to keep that. We're going to board, transmit, but yeah, let me go, and I'm just going to put out the one in the back here. It's very unlikely to get us in trouble. Review or store data, and transmit the EVA report, transmit the information on the surface sample. We don't get to get all the science there, because it's not the same as bringing the rocks home. But of course, we're not bringing anything home. Not even Bob. And climb up, am I still physics warping? I'm like, why do you climb so fast? We're going to collect this data. Then restore you. Yeah, that's a little tricksy. I don't think the jetpack can get us up high enough. No, it does work. All right, I forgot about that. That happened to us once. Oh, and then you hit the ship and it just like ragdoll mode. Okay, try not to hit the ship. Which does mean not hitting the antenna up here. Restore. Excellent. Whee! Thump, 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 thump. Crab walk. Whoop, 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 whoop. Grab. Board. Observe the mystery goo on Duna. You observe the goo. It's got no text. God. There's mods that add extra text for that. Feels like this should be core. Science Junior. Oh, this one's interesting. You open up the sample container, you find that everything is turned red. Initial tests showed that it'll never wash out of your white spacesuits. You consider sending missions in pink EVA suits to reduce cleaning costs. So we're going to transmit that. And that's it! Oh, we have to put the flag, since we know that we can get in and out as well at this point. Let go. Whee! Whee! I wonder if we're close to another biome. Doesn't really look like it. It mostly all looks like the same. It's possible down there's another biome, but it seems unlikely. And how would we get there? Well, we could potentially get the ship there by bringing in the legs and rolling down. Lower the landing gear for easier entrance. It's not a bad idea. Plant a flag. Send rescue. Well, actually, because we can't rename this, this will be like Bob was here. P.S. Send a rescue ship. Okay. I mean, we had so much freaking Delta V with this design. We could have hauled stuff that had like an engine to get Bob back home. He's going to slowly walk back to the capsule. Thank God he's got an internet connection, so he can keep watching Stranger Things and doing his rewatch of Deep Space Nine. And apparently watching The Martian multiple times to figure out how the hell he's supposed to survive out here. Luckily, he brought some snacks. Whoop! I mean, I know gravity's lower, but it's not that much lower. That was interesting. Climb. All right, climb in. We'll come rescue you in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, something like that. This is a habit I just make for myself. Last time I sent like 3 Kerbals here with the science ship, so they could. And actually, this clearly, we had the weight to carry the big science lab. It's incredibly heavy, but I think we could have done it. Although entering into Duna, you would really want the big inflatable heat shield to slow you down a lot. But then you could like sit here and like spend the next 3 years working on the science. But mission success! Mission success. Although it's still, god damn it, still doing the thing where I can't switch over. Doesn't have the thing. That is probably just, it's probably just a UI glitch, and it's probably just a question of reloading the game. But let's do another like hard quick save here, and I can go back to the Space Center from here, and hopefully Bob's still out there. Bob can open Duna's first burger restaurant. Bob's Burgers, yeah. It'd be cool to establish a Mars station. It would. Yeah, Duna lander still there. All right, did not glitch out. How much science do we have from all that? Almost 3,000 science. Plant flag on Duna. Hang on, I can do that. Build a new orbital station around Duna. Now that would be kind of awesome. And actually, we could science the shit out of Duna. Build a station around it with the science lab, and then have missions that go down, collect science, go up. Other missions that go down, collect fuel from Duna. Just get a permanent station around Duna would be freaking an amazing project. An amazing project. So we're going to switch back over here. We're going to try to plant another flag and complete that mission. That would be a really cool project. It's far, and you're shipping a lot of heavy-duty stuff. The mission failed. Bob's alive. Oh, that's funny. That's quite loud for a second there as we switch back in here. Bob, your job is to EVA again and plant another flag. They're complaining because we didn't get the... we didn't do the thing... Oh, it's Lowlands, actually. We didn't do the thing where we call the flag based on its biome. So Mission Control wants you to plant a new flag because you didn't do it well the first time. Lowlands. Is this better? Now get me home! There we are. Mission complete. Almost 500,000 Kerbal bucks for just having him walk out the airlock again. It's nice. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Whoop, ship, yip, whoop. And board. And yeah, we really could just drop the legs here. Also, may as well extend all the solar panels at this point. Although if I decided to do the rolling thing, then it wouldn't work anymore. But this looks pretty reasonable. Like, this looks like it would be great for an unmanned probe. You know, if you scaled it down a little and, like, call this your unmanned probe, that would be great. Never mind the fact that poor Bob's in there. Oh, poor Bob. 2 flags. Call him 2 flags Bob. Again, I'm going to do the quick save 8 because the UI is still a little bit off. But overall, great success. Great success. Send Jebediah to Jool. We could, like, the thing is, with this model, we clearly had a crazy amount of Delta V. We could have sent someone to Jool. I mean, you can't land on Jool, but you could land on the moons, or just orbit Jool and science that. Or crash into Jool. Science data from space around Ike. Yeah, see, I want that as well. Duration 25 years, 33 years. Yeah, so either way. Is there something else I can just cancel or switch out? Plant flag on Ike. The Moon 3 course. I'm going to take this one because it's going to remind me of what I'm hoping to do. I need a probe on Minmus so that I can complete that really easily. But for now, that's okay. We've got enough money now. We can probably upgrade practically all the things. We can start to do, like, asteroid tracking, all kinds of crazy-ass stuff. Upgrading that just gives us more Kerbal, which we don't need. We don't really use the strategies thing, although I suppose we could. At some point, we do need to go and upgrade the science facility to the max level. So, I mean, what can we unlock now? A lot. You know, nuclear propulsion, very good and efficient for some crazy, crazy stuff later on. How do we collect resources? I don't remember where that stores in here. It's not these advanced materials. I think it's just down here. We like need to unlock more of this stuff. Big ass solar arrays, that becomes important. Miniaturization. I mean, you may grab it. It's cheap. You don't need it to unlock the rest, but we can do that. We do have to upgrade this to the final level. Relay antennas. We're going to want to set up a proper relay network. Scanning tech. There's a surface scanning module and survey scanner, so we can find resources in the ground. And then there's the drill-o-matic over here, which we may want to prioritize, actually. So we need to upgrade the Science Center. I think that's a good, fine way to spend 1.6 billion Kerbal bucks. I didn't mean to go into the VAB. What I meant to do is go back over here. I've literally never done any surface mining. Never got around to it. Convertotron, drill-o-matic. So what you're doing, so you can use this, so there's the junior and then there's the two versions of the Convertotron. This is the smaller one and the bigger one. So you can mine out ore samples after you've scanned them, store them in there, convert them to fuel. That is very exciting, and I really should get around to doing that at some point. Ion propulsion, there's another really efficient, this is really for satellites. Ion propulsion is relatively weak sauce, so it's great for small things. It gives you literally you can get 10,000 delta V out of, nothing at all. It's really easy. So that's going to be good for some small probes. The advanced unmanned tech gives us better probe iodines with better built-in SAS control, which ain't bad either. And a big giant relay antenna. So I don't know what we'd prioritize. Actually, it would be nice, and before I forget, I'm going to unlock the tiny little engines because they're really handy-dandy. But we still have a bunch of science left. We can get another one of these big ones. We'll figure something out there. You can get the bigger command modules at some point. Would be nice so that we can land multiple people. We never did start space tourism yet, which is definitely in the queue. But I think today has been very, very successful. I'm really happy. As a long-term project, establish a self-sustaining base around Eve. That would be crazy. Eve is tricky because the atmosphere is so thick. Landing there is not so bad. Taking off from Eve is brutal because if you're thrusting at any reasonable amount of speed, the air is just going to stop you. It's going to be like hitting a brick wall. So you got to thrust so gently, but then 99% of your thrust is just canceling out gravity. And you're only using that 1% to gain altitude. So you need such a ridiculous amount of just raw fuel to lift any amount of stuff off of Eve. And aerodynamics matter a lot. I've never tried it. I've been too scared, but I should probably give it a go at some point, but we'll see how it goes. Better take off from Eve using a space plane. Yes, that's the other thing, because then you can use the atmosphere, the atmospheric effects to basically give you lift by just abusing that. Plus, well, I mean, there's no oxygen, so you can't use just liquid stuff, but yeah. Well, we're probably going to wrap up the Kerbal here. It's 3 p.m. We've been going for 3 hours, and traditionally at this point we'd switch over to multiplayer stuff. Build a space elevator on Eve, single stage orbit on Eve. You can mine fuel from Eve. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do. We have built space stations on Kerbin before. I kind of like the idea of building a space station remotely. The moon or Minmus might be our first go. And then, as a proof of concept of being able to get things repeatedly up and down from orbit and to finally do some fuel extraction. I'll probably need some satellites that are orbiting, the moon or something like that, to scan for resources, try to land in a specific spot, mine it out, and get it back up to orbit. It'll actually be fun to experiment with that. But I think we are going to wrap this up here for today. I don't know, some people still want to keep going, which I don't blame you. I like going too, but I get kind of tired, and I do want to fit in the multiplayer. I don't think there's something quick that we can do is the problem. We can't just fling something in there. I mean, I could unlock more types of airplane stuff and then fly around a little bit, but that's not really going to advance our cause. And I mean, at some point we're just going to run out of the science, which isn't good. A temporary little moon base where we could use the science module might not be too bad. That might not be the worst way to start. or some of the tourism. If we get the bigger command modules, we can actually open up a lot of these little things. I think, did I grab one of the tourist missions at some point? No, I never did. And we need science data from the surface of Minmus, and a plant flag on Minmus again. We can complete a couple of these pretty easily. And that might be a good idea, is to set up a permanent / semi-permanent, yeah, the Minmus probe. But we could land something more substantial on Minmus, right? Like this. Land it somewhere new, science a bunch of it, and they would have to stay there. Well, they wouldn't necessarily have to stay there forever. But we could do this. We could just put a Minmus probe on there, which makes it easy to complete more missions later on. We wouldn't want to come home with this bottom bit, though. We'd want to come home with just this. But this bit would land on Minmus. What I would probably do for this is something kind of like that. I mean, this is a crazy amount of fuel for the actual landing phase. Although, I'm not entirely sure that that's true. It might be a reasonable amount. And then this would be a good place to fit in the thuds properly, probably. So that way we don't need a lot of clearance underneath this. Do something like that. And then for our landing gear, do we have L2s? No, it looks like we just got the L1s, which should be, well, they're a little wimpy. Do we really? We got the micro landing and that's it. Oops, did I not? There you go. Oh, too low. A little bit worried about. There you go. Something like that. Plus, it looks cool. Huh? Got this to land on Minmus. We need to throw in some more experiments as well. But we can throw those on top. Science Junior. We've never done... Well, we'll presumably be landing a new biome, so we'll have never done any of these. Too hot. Goo. Barometric pressure. Surface scanning module. That's not really for science, though. That's something else. They'll need a big antenna. Actually, they can easily reach with just, say, maybe this one, which is deployable. We'll just, I don't know, stick it on the back over here. Something like that is fine. We'll bring the lab back. Yeah, this will... we won't bring the lab back. We may bring this stuff back, which is, I guess, sort of what we're building up to here. But I'm not entirely sure that I care about that. But it's a convenient spot to put it right over here. Where else could I stick this? I guess on top of one of these. We'd be off center for our weight, though, which would be unpleasant. This would be a good time for the universal storage, because then you can stick these things in a way that, like, is a lot more, I don't know, a lot better. Did I include the heat shield? Yes, I did. I don't know, I guess that's fine. And then... XL, there we are. You there. Where's the door? Yeah, it's weirdly positioned on this. And then 3 more regular chutes. And... throw in some drogues as well. This is a little heavier. Alright, so get this thing to land on Minmus. I think that's okay. Who knows? We'll have to add some solar panels, too. I'm going to make this a bit of a smaller one here. Poodle. Get one of those. Big orange tank. This is going to be an excessive amount of power, but that's okay. We're going to get a mainsail down there. It is like totally way too much. Then we need decouplers, which we're going to put up here in just that kind of symmetry. There you go. That's going to be fine once these guys are retracted. Let's deploy shielded. I don't know what that means. Okay, everything is retracted. Oh, then we don't have room for the nose cones. Just you can't mount it right where the engine is, which is a little bit annoying. That I'm not going to put more mainsails on there. It's not going to be necessary. There's no way that this is going to be that heavy. We're going to do that. Get the fuel lines. Get some struts. And a little bit more up here just to cut back on some of the wobble. Okay, fix some of the staging. I still have to put solar panels on here, so you're going to do that. Then that. Da-da. Da-da. Which ones are the drogues? These here. Okay. Minus base 1. Oops. Capital I. Yeah. Da-da-da. Solar panels. These will burn off during re-entry, but that's going to be fine. And I'm just going to put in not in symmetry mode. I'm just going to glue on a couple more random solar panels here. All right. We got experiments. Probably this is fine. I don't know. Who knows? No idea. We're going to try to stick this on Minmus, complete that contract. And it actually should be able to farm out a fair amount of science for us as well. We're gonna bring. Oh, I need more people. Oh, right. And they're not gonna have any experience points. So they're actually gonna suck at the science rate. That's what we need to do. So the ability for scientists to crunch science nut thing is based on their experience level. So what we actually need to do is get a crap ton of scientists. I guess this regenerates a little later. Is get a crap ton of scientists to get 2 levels of experience points, which means as much as possible. It's easy to get a couple of points of science of experience if they do a landing, but then they've got to come home for that to trigger. There's a mod that gives it to you instantly. But alternatively, what you can do is you take off from here, you do a flyby of the moon, escape the sphere of influence of Kerbal, just a scooch, so that technically you're in orbit around the sun, and then come back, and that gives you enough experience points. I kind of don't want to do that right now. And it makes no sense for us to send this particular mission to Minmus as is, because they're going to science way, 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 way too slow. They can level up while in space now? Really? In 1.2? Amazing! Okay, then maybe we'll go. And yes, thank you for pointing out the batteries. We'll throw some batteries in there. I'm going to put the batteries, quite large ones, on this stage here, so they're not going to come home. They're quite heavy. They're like a little bit expensive, but not that expensive. Oh no, they're cheap. Okay, so we're going to do that. A little bit more batteries. Maybe more, actually, because you know what? This thing does use a ridiculous amount of power while it's running. Oh, you can cheat the day-night thing. There we go. Good enough. Okay. We'll get Bill some experience. Throw a couple of scientists in there. I'm going to bring an extra scientist along the way. just to get more people with experience points. Let's save and see what happens. Are you going to recharge those batteries? Do you have solar panels? Put lights? Meh. Oh yeah, we could leave... Well, we can't leave the lab on Minmus unless I had extra room in the thing, which I guess I could. You're right. We could design it in such a way that we left the science lab on Minmus, which would dramatically reduce the weight of returning home. That would be a better design. But I'd have to leave the extra 2 seats empty. So pack 2 scientists in there, then just 1 pilot, and then go back. Yeah, that would be better, but that sounds like something that a non-lazy person would do. Plus this thing, assuming it's got enough Delta V, we can go biome hopping. And that's nice. Tip over. You know what? No, we will just continue this in a Let's Play. I'm too tired. I'm too tired to be able to do this justice, which is why I'm taking all these shortcut moves, and the same thing's going to keep happening if we keep going. I gotta stop listening to peer pressure when people are like, keep going. I know my limits at this point, and my limit is now. So we're going to get this bad boy into orbit. Actually, no, I really would like to redesign this to be just better. Well, having the engines here doesn't really matter one way or the other, I guess. Oh, I'm already losing it here. We're going off to the side. All right, we're going to go ahead and just revert this. We're going to put a cut in here. We are going to continue Kerbal Space Program as a Let's Play going forward, so do tune in to YouTube if you want to see more of that. If you did miss any of this, it will be up on YouTube. If you only came out for the single player, cool. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming out. We are, however, going to switch over to multiplayer with subscribers. We're going to be playing some Dota 2 today, 10v10. And a lot of times it does not fill up with just subscribers, so if you are interested in joining us for some Dota multiplayer, just some goofy fun, then stick around. I will email the password to subscribers first, but if it doesn't fill up, I will post it publicly. I'm going to go get myself a beer. We're going to relax. We're going to play Dota for about an hour and have a great old time. We will do some more Kerbal in the future. So again, if you just came out for a single player, that's fine. It's okay. But if you want to hang out and have some fun, stick around for some Dotes, and I will see you guys in a few minutes.